Boxing Truth here. Post-fight review of the Orlando Salido Francisco Vargas fight. But first, I want to pay my respects to the great Muhammad Ali, as it was a sad day in boxing. His passing affected many throughout the world. Rest easy, champ. Your spirit and legend will live on forever for many more generation of fighters to come. Now for the fight between Salido and Vargas, it was a hell of a fight. It was a good night of boxing. I still haven't watched the other fights, but I'm talking about what happened at the Stuff Hub tonight between Vargas and Salido. Those guys showed that they're two dogs, two warriors. They put on a great show for the fans. Great fight. There was momentum shifts throughout the fight. Both guys got rocked, hurt, beat up in rounds, and then both would just come back stronger and just keep shifting the momentum between each other. It was a great decision as well. They scored a draw. I also scored a draw. It was that type of fight. It was very close. Some people feel maybe Salido edged it, maybe Vargas edged it, but it was a fair decision. It was definitely a draw. It was the same score I had as well. It was definitely a fight of the year candidate, if not the fight of the year so far. And neither guy's stock dropped in the fight. I mean, they pretty much raised their shit because they put on a great performance, a great fight. Fans got their money's worth. There was no knockdowns, but it was just a hell of a fight. Just these guys were just straight lacing each other with big punches and knockout intent shots. I mean, they fought like Mexicans, true Mexican warriors. I mean, Vargas really showed the boxing world his character in the ring in back-to-back really, really tough fights where he had to overcome adversity. He won his fight against Miura, got a draw in this fight. As the difference in this fight was the experience gap. This was what was my concern of whether Vargas could win this fight, because he showed me something in the Miura fight, but his experience was nowhere near compared to Orlando Salido Siri. I mean, the guy is just very seasoned, 60 fights, and the guy is just tough as nails. Can take punches, and he's in good condition. Has been in with the way better recognized opposition, better names, tougher, better fighters compared to Francisco Vargas, who's still a new champion. Was able to defend his title tonight. But the difference was Vargas didn't have any championship level experience. He had no rounds going into the championship rounds. That was the very first time he went that deep into a fight. And Salido, that's what made it a draw, because going into the 12th, going in after 10 rounds, I had a 6-4 Vargas. As throughout the fight, he was able to somehow, some way, even after getting his ass whipped in some rounds, even in like the 8th round, I mean, Vargas got his ass whooped. And then somehow, and throughout much of the fight, he would be able to get a second win and just go all out and land a lot of shots, show like how good a condition he was. But there was just some rounds he would look like straight gas, straight spent, and he was able to explode in the very next round. It was crazy how he was able to do that. And Salido was the same. He would slow down some rounds and he would explode in the next round after getting his ass whooped in some rounds as well. It was a back and forth type fight, and Salido won the last 2 rounds big, where Salido really has a huge experience gap compared to Vargas in the championship rounds, and that's what made the fight a draw on my card. And it was interesting, Harold Lenneman also scored a draw, but we disagreed on some of the rounds, but yet we ended up with the same score. So I have no problem with the decision. It was a great fight. Both guys, I want to see both guys again. They're going to have big fights to look forward to, as maybe a rematch down the line. But I'm sure Salido-Lomachenko could still happen if Lomachenko can get past his assignment June 11th. That's a rematch I'd like to see between Salido and Lomachenko. That's a good fight for both guys. And for Vargas, he needs to take a long rest after the two back-to-back wars he's had in a little less than a year. So perhaps a tune-up or just some time off so he can rest his wounds from those wars. And maybe for Salido, another big fight, or perhaps a rematch. He's ready. He's down for that fight. Let's see what happens with Salido's career in the future. He's got big fights to look forward to. His stock didn't drop. He's tough as nails. Guys always comes to fight. Has beaten top fighters in the featherweight division. I thought he got the shaft at the 130. In his last fight against Roman Martinez, he really should be the true WBO champion. But it is what it is. But great fight, great show. Fans definitely got their money's worth, and both guys will have something to look forward to in the near future. Big fights down the line. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.